disseminate information as much as we can to our citizens. As you know, that is the role of the legislature, to make sure that the citizens are up to speed with how the city works, and also the programs that are there in the city, and how best the citizens would participate. We've had ward councillors in this show, and not ward councillors per se, but councillors, which included ward councillors as well as PR councillors of the city, who were informing the citizens of Johannesburg on their role, on what is the role of ward councillors, and how should the citizens work together with ward councillors. So we have held a number of topics on this platform. So today we are having ward committee members on this platform. As I said, that public participation for us is a vital part of our democracy, and allows for citizens to get involved in how their communities are governed. At local government level, the Local Government Municipal Structures Act 1998 requires, among others, that municipalities develop mechanisms to consult communities and community organizations in performing their functions and exercising its powers. These structures, colleagues, are commonly known as ward committees, and they provide a link between the ward councillors, the communities, and the municipality. They allow for members of communities to influence municipal planning in a manner which best addresses their needs. So ward committees in our democracy are crucial, and they are crucial in local government system, as they are the link between a ward councillor and the community. So in a ward committee is an advisory body to a ward councillor, because the ward committees, they represent different departments within the city. You would find a ward committee member responsible for health services, and ward committee member responsible for community safety, for all the departments that we have in the city. They also play a role in making sure that oversight is done in a proper manner, because they advise ward councillor on the issues within the ward that affect their portfolio. And the ward councillor then becomes the chairperson of a ward committee. So in a sitting of a ward, the ward councillor would chair a meeting of ward committee members, all the 10 of them, and they will be bringing, that's why I'm saying they are the link between the community, the ward councillor, and the municipality. So then ward committee member would make a recommendation or recommendations on any matter affecting its ward to the ward councillor, or through the ward councillor to the municipal council, the executive, or
We've lost Madam Speaker.
We lost.
Sipo?
Hi, Madam Speaker, are you there? Okay, I'll just give her a call. I think it's just a connection. Oh no. Can't hear you, Madam Speaker.
We don't hear anything.
Yeah.
His phone here.
Let me connect.
Speaker. Speaker. Sipho?
Just ringing, madam. Yes, sir.
I would say she must go out and come back again and see if it's going to be okay, because I can't understand why we can't hear her.
Okay. All right.
We'll start afresh.
Well, let me just ask you to answer the phone. And it's just ringing.
She must go out and come back again and see if, because I don't understand why we don't have a voice.
And if you're not able to hear us also, it looks like a rule, Johnny.
All right. Just.
Hence, we're trying a sign language, Sipho.
Hi, Selfie.
Hi, dear. Okay. Okay.
Kiteng awusi.
Oh,
Abantu base region A.
Uyababona. Nje.
Yebo.
it looks like she has logged off. Let's wait and hope that she'll come back shortly.
Right. All right, she should be in. There she is, connecting to audio. Can you hear us? But we can't hear you. We still can't hear her.
Okay. Maybe, Madam Speaker, if you can log off with your video and just connect through audio, and let's see what happens. If you try that, Madam Speaker.
The picture quality is good, but it's just the voice that is.
Oh, yeah, the picture. Connect with the cell phone instead of the laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that might.
How is it now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yes, yes.
Thank you.
You're going to have to start afresh.
Okay, apologies. I sincerely apologize, especially to our viewers and our panelists. So I'll have to start from the beginning. This is the conversation between the speaker and the citizens of Johannesburg This is what the legislature is mandated to do, public participation. And we are doing this conversation on a weekly basis, 4 o'clock every Wednesday, in collaboration with Dr. Fundile Nyati. And the objectives of this conversation, it's about public participation and public education. So we discuss different topics every week on that relate to how municipality, especially the city of Johannesburg, works, and also how the community or citizens of Johannesburg can participate in enhancing democracy. I did indicate that in the last conversation we had councillors who were talking on the role of councillors within their communities. Today, we are having ward committees who will also be telling the citizens their role and how best the communities can support the work of ward committees. I did indicate that public participation is a vital part of our democracy and allows for citizens to get involved in how their communities are governed. At local government level, the Municipal Structures Act 1998 requires, among others, that municipality develop mechanisms to consult communities and community organizations in performing their functions and exercising its powers. So I indicated the importance of...
Once again, just something is just okay.
Can you still hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yes.
But you were gone for some time.
I don't know what is the problem and what happens. We'll have to check it later.
You can continue, madam.
Thank you. Let me allow the panelists to introduce themselves.
Okay.
Then we'll from there. Thank you. Sis Musi, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and other panel members. My name is Busisi Wengwenya. I'm the Director, Community Participation and Ward Governance, and it is this directorate that is responsible for the establishment and maintenance of ward committees, amongst other things.
Thank you very much. Chair of Chairs.
Good afternoon, all, Madam Speaker, and all the panelists and the community at large who are watching. My name is Councillor Salfina Mlauzi. I'm the chairperson of chairpersons in the city of Johannesburg in the legislature. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to call the names as I see them on the screen. I see Siswini Mnisi.
Hi, my name is Winnie Mnisi. Thank you.
Please tell us which sector do you represent and from which ward are you coming from?
My name is Winnie Mnisi. I'm from Ward 45. I'm heading sector of health from Councillor Emmanuel Tillage.
Thank you very much. Can we have the next panelist, please? I can't see the name.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Hello.
Yes, my name is Beauty Mashiani. I'm a ward committee of health, Ward 110, under Councillor Lamola, Region A.
Thank you very much. There's another panelist.
Okay, my name is Fundile Nyati. I'm a healthcare practitioner. I'm in partnership with the Office of the Speaker in ensuring that these meetings do take place, on this platform every Wednesday.
Thank you very much, Doc. I think it's Benson. Please introduce yourself. There's a name with 401 SAAAA. Please introduce yourself.
Okay.
Okay, there's someone with SAAAA number. If you could please introduce yourself and tell us from which ward you're coming from.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll allow him to introduce himself or herself once he's connected. Sis Pusi, if you could just take us through the role of ward committees as per the directorate, and I will request Sipho to chair because I'm echoing here. Sipho and Dr. Nyati, if you could please chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The main purpose, I think you've already indicated that ward committees are established in terms of the Municipal Structures Act. So they are a statutory committee. And the main aim, they are the ears and eyes of the ward councillor. I think you have explained, how they are a link between the councillor and the municipality. So we normally try and simplify it by saying they are the ears and the eyes of the ward councillor, who is the chairperson of the ward committee. And they are governed by a policy within the municipality, which says they are supposed to meet once a month. They must liaise with the sectors that they represent, because they are not representing themselves in the committee. They are representing the different sectors. So whatever information that they bring to a meeting, it should be an information that is collected in consultation with the sector. There are certain indicators in the legislation which define their functionality. I won't go through all of them for now, but key, which I think could be relevant to the current situation, is being familiar with the profile of their ward. So they know what facilities are there, which are the different communities, the circumstances under which elderly people live, or disabled people or young people. So ward committees are the most knowledgeable people when it comes to the profile of the ward. I think I will end there for now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mambusi, and to the panelists. Maybe just to assist Madam Speaker at the moment, as she's having a little bit of a connection problem, Dr. Nyati, will run with the session, and maybe let me allow ward committee members, or maybe chair of chairs, if you can come in before Rekenya, the ward committee members, Parona, in terms of experience, event by Korea, in terms of participating in their roles and responsibilities. So maybe, Chairs, can I ask you to step in and maybe your 1 or 2 comments around this particular topic today?
Thank you, Sipho. Madam Speaker has covered me quite much, and what committee members ke batho ba very important mo Maspadeng, because what happens is they are the people that are closest to our people. You know, when we speak about the people shall govern, and the ward committee system talks to that a lot, because they need to be the link between the communities and the municipality through their ward councillor. They are the ears and the eyes of the councillors. So they are the most important people in the community as far, because they have sectors that they come from. They have community groupings that they represent. When we talk about IDPs and all those are the most important people that the municipality needs to get the views of the people. So if we can just hear how their struggles are, or what their role is currently as we are in COVID-19, it would assist a lot for the speaker to be able to check again, Wuti, how can we assist them going forward? But they are the most important link in a municipality with the communities. Thank you, Sipo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mom. Mom, we need, if you can come in, maybe how Karblela ka or when I was doing what committee, how Kiko what man, you were the challenges telling her to look up on a lesson, it's a thing, job.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mashiko. My name is Winim Nisi. I'm a ward committee member from Ward 45. I was the ward committee from 2011 until 2016. Also, I was elected from 2017 until 2021 in health sector. As a ward committee member, at the present moment, since we are facing this COVID-19 pandemic, we have been trained from Singobile Clinic for COVID-19 on the 12th of May and the 19th of May. We were trained by the program manager, Sister Makanda, Veronica Makanda from COJ. We went for a training at COVID-19 so that we could educate the community about the COVID-19. And also, we still have a problem in our clinics because the social distance is still a major problem. Our clinics are small, they cannot contain social distances, and now kunama tents that are brought to the clinics, and now that we are facing a cold weather, we felt that it's cold outside and patients have to stand outside due to social distancing. They cannot go inside to the clinic. At the present moment, those are the most challenges that we are facing in the clinic. Also the shortage of staff, because now it's COVID-19, we have to depleting the personnel so that the other ones could work in the tents, because now that is COVID-19, some other ones have to screen. If the patient find out that the patient is coughing and all those things, not supposed to go inside the clinic, it's supposed to be seen outside on the tents. So the other sisters are working outside on the tents so that they cannot mix the patient with the patient that are green. So when the patient is coughing, it's got those symptoms that they are looking for. They call that patient red. That is why they put it tents outside to be those patients to be seen outside. So we still have some challenges in the community. So that is why we went for the training on the 12th and on the 15th so that we could educate the community about COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mom Nisi. If I can hand over to the other panelists as well, who would like background for what learning, the ward committee, in what ward are they from, and just some of the challenges, and perhaps also maybe the successes of the ward committee. What have you been doing in your particular ward to assist the ward councillor with the programs within your ward? I can't see the names. Nikikopa, one of the panelists, just to step in and just to respond, please. Hello?
Hello?
Right. Can the
Yes,
representatives...
Mama, you can continue.
All right. Maybe just a question to the ward committee members who are here. How do people get to know about them so that they can then be that link between the people and the councillors? I'm asking from a point of not knowing anything. How do people get to know that these are our ward committee members who will take our issues to the councillor?
When we were elected in 2017, after we were nominated and we were told that now we are ward committees, councillor had meetings, public meetings in the VDs from the ward. So we were introduced in that manner that these are the ward committees, this is heading this sector and this one is heading this sector. If you've got any problem concerning this sector, you go to this person. That's how our councillor introduced us in the ward. I can't.
Yeah?
Can you hear me now?
We can
Yes.
hear you very well.
Okay. Yes, I said we were introduced by the councillor on the public meetings when we were elected. So the councillor went to the public meetings and introduced us that this is our community and they're heading these sectors. If you've got any problem with these sectors, you can consult this person.
Okay. So
Can I add?
yeah.
Can I add before?
Please,
Yes.
please, Mama.
All right. Councillor Nyati, process
Dr.
of
Nyati.
establishing. Sorry, Dr. Nyati.
No problems, Mama.
A process of establishing our ward committees.
Yes.
It's outlined in a policy, that
Yes.
a council policy. So people will be nominated by a community where they come from,
Yes.
per sector.
Yes.
And then if you find that more than one person was nominated for a particular sector, then kuba ne voting system.
Yes.
And then the ward committee member who gets in the bigger number of votes then becomes elected ward committee member. So kuba ne process, it's like, you know, like my elections, people will campaign, vote for me for the following reasons. So
Yeah.
by the time a ward councillor introduces them, it was after a process, and then we're saying these are the 10 that you as a ward have agreed upon.
Okay. I think that's very helpful. Is it a voluntary position or is it a paid position? Again, I'm asking from ignorance. Do you get paid by doing the job of being in the ward committee, or you get just a stipend, or you get nothing? It's just volunteering.
Yeah,
We get
it is. Okay, can I allow Chair of Chairs to respond?
Okay. She must unmute first.
Thank you, Mrs. Booth. You want me to say that they are not getting paid? No, there's a stipend, Dr. Nyati, that they get for assisting, because when you have to move from point A to point B, you give them some allowance that would say it's some allowance of traveling, so that they can then be able to move from point A to B accordingly. I'm not sure whether they are getting it. They need to respond that maybe they are not getting it, but according to what we know, they need to be getting something that will take them from point A to B and be able to communicate as well.
We've got a panelist who's got a dookie. She's been very quiet. Maybe she can actually tell us who she is, her role, and whether she gets paid or not.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes, my name is Beauty Mashiani, Ward Committee of Health,
Yes.
110 under Councillor Lamola, Region A. Then to answer the question of the payment, we are getting a stipend every month so that we can manage to go and attend the meeting if they call us, or to buy airtime to phone the councillor and maybe the municipality if there's a query in the community.
Yes, okay. That makes life very, very easy now. So is it like a training ground before one can actually say, I think maybe I must have ambition to go to the voting district or even be a councillor? Again, you know.
Okay. Firstly, it must come from you, the interest, the love of the community, so that I can say I can help my community to move from point A to B, taking their query to the councillor. Then I avail myself. I'm responsible. I can do that. I like that. I have the interest. Then
Okay.
they will do the voting.
Oh, okay. So you can build your ambition from there and look up and see if the people can actually push you.
Yes, if it may happen, I can do that.
Okay.
I have the interest of moving up.
Okay. All right. I think the speaker can try again and see if there's still an echo.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I think Dr. Nyati, it's a very important question that you are asking from your point of not understanding, but it's a good point you are making, because part of the challenges we are having, especially not everybody, but some of the ward committee members, is the breaking of a relationship between the councillor and the ward committee member, which then disadvantage the purpose and disadvantages the community who is supposed to be benefiting from this kind of setup. So you find that the ambitions that you are talking about, they prevail even before the term of office is over, where the ward committee member would then want to be a ward councillor now and don't work, cohesively with the ward councillor. So it becomes a problem, and I think I'm happy that you asked for it. You asked that question, because it will assist us in explaining the role of ward committees vis-a-vis the role of ward councillors and the relationship that is needed between the two and the community. Maybe, thank you very much. I'm no longer chairing because I'm afraid.
You must continue. You must continue chairing.
Okay. All right. I think what we need to be addressing is the role, because we had the general or the overall role of ward committees. And I think the ward committee members, they do understand their role. But what I would want to know is the understanding of the role and the practicality of executing the role as a ward committee during this time, during COVID, because all of us were confused as to what should we do now, because we never expected this situation to happen. So what I would want to gather from the panelists is that, do ward committees now understand what is their role during this time of COVID? And this is the time of need.
Yes, we do understand, Madam Speaker. We do understand our role as ward committees. As I've said, I also went for a training, COVID-19, so that I can gather more experience of what is happening and what is COVID-19, so that I can go outside there to my community and educate, because I think our community still needs to be educated, because some of them, they refuse to wear masks, some of them, they refuse to do social distancing. I think we still got a long way to educate, and we still need more field soldiers so that we could educate more in our wards, because you can see even children are running, are playing outside. Some of them, they're still gathering, even though they said there are no gathering. There's still a lot that needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Winnie, you're raising important point that our people in most areas are not necessarily adhering to the regulations.
Yes.
So what do you think, I'm not asking this question specifically to yourself, but to other ward committees, what is it that we can best do in making sure that our communities do adhere? Because our role, all of us, it is to stop or to manage the spread of this disease. So how do we then contribute? What is it that we can do better in making sure that our communities do understand the situation we are faced with? Yes, ma.
What I can say is, I will talk about my area, Ravirich. In my area, movement is there, but it's not much. The people are not wearing the mask. They need to be educated too. It's a good point. And if I can just refer this to myself, I didn't have a training in Region A. I'm willing to have, in order when I go to the clinic to do a routine check, I can still give them awareness to make a social distancing, wear masks. Even they must buy the children masks, because the children are still playing outside. They go to the playground. The police went there to go and tell them to go back home. You see, our community, they don't understand. They don't listen. They don't take this COVID-19 serious. So I think maybe if we can be trained, I'm free to go to the clinic to give our community a teaching on how COVID-19 is so dangerous. It kills, because people take it for granted. We see in the TV that we lose our lovely people. So they still need bafuna ukuthi bafundiswe kakhulu ngoba bayithatha for granted abantu bethu abalaleli.
Okay. So what are the challenges enihlangabezana nazo in executing your role, whether besides training? I hear that other regions were trained and other regions were not trained. So it means there has to be uniformity in terms of training. And I know before COVID-19, Sisibusi was preparing for a summit, for Ward Committee Members Summit, which could not take place. But then what are the challenges that prohibit you from executing your role of being the interaction between the communities and the councillors and council in relation to COVID-19?
Into abalaleli sisi. Ma ubatshela ukuthi sifanele wena usibe 1 meter away. Abayithathi, abafaki ama mask, abagezi izandla zabo, abanye bakutshela ukuthi bona abanama-sanitizers, bona they can't afford ngoba abanemali. Into eningi engihlangana nayo iyona leyo, mangicheka bantshela kanjalo bonke.
Okay, Sis Winnie, I saw you also wanted to have a bite on this one.
Yes, we had a talk with Councillor Teledi about one of the patient phoned councillor and complained that they are standing outside on the cold weather. Then I explained to councillor what is the reason for them to stay outside, because of social distancing, and it's because the clinic is too small. It cannot contain number of people inside the clinic. Since we are doing social distancing, some of them have to stand outside because they need to go in. After a certain number, you sanitize the chairs and the other bench come inside to the clinic. So they cannot all go inside the clinic. But you know, our people, they don't want to understand that. They feel like they can come inside. So that is our challenges that we still have in the clinic, because people want to go inside, and we also tell them nobody is going to go inside the clinic without a mask, so that they understand. And then also the social distancing, we've put chairs outside the clinic for social distancing, that they cannot sit together. So that is understandable. And also they are screened coming to the clinic. But the problem is that even though you screen them inside the clinic, they will never tell you that I'm coughing or I've got this short breath. They will just refuse. When go inside the clinic, you find person coughing. So these are the still challenges that we encounter on the premises of the clinic. But things are being managed in a good way. I think we need more field soldiers to go inside the community to educate people at home. Let's say like like community health workers, the CHWs, to go inside the homes, educate people more about the COVID, because I think most of them, they still don't understand what is COVID. They feel like maybe it's a joke or something to play about. Maybe if those CHW can go and educate them, maybe they will understand. That's my feeling. Thank you.
Okay,
Can I ask
maybe
a question?
Okay.
Can I ask a question? Just follow up to what Sis Winnie has just said. If there is a problem, like you are saying, with abantu abalaleli, how much collaboration is there, Speaker, between you know, the ward committees, the councillors, and the Department of Health, which is the one I think that is responsible for our community health workers? Or is there a possibility yokuthi so that you can leverage, because those people almost are paid to actually spread the word on matters health on the ground?
I was actually going to ask a similar question, to say, because the link between, like we said, that the ward committee members are a link between communities. It's a message from communities to the councillor, from councillor to government, to council, and vice versa. So the question I was going to ask Osiswin is that now we know that you might not be able to have been having meetings now, the ward committee meetings, but the communication amongst yourselves as ward committee members and councillors, because those challenges are supposed to find their way to councillors, for councillors to raise them in council and to raise them with the MMC responsible for the department.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The last meeting we had with councillors, it was February, when I had 3 councillors at the clinic, and the group of members from ANOVA. And then we sat down and discussed the matter of the CHW. So they said at the present moment, they can give us 12 CHWs that they can be paid by USAID. At the moment, they don't have enough money because we've got Ward 42, Ward 43, and Ward 45 that are catered by the Clinic of Singobile. And all of those wards, they cannot be reached by only 12 CHWs. They still need numbers of CHW to go inside in these wards. Even 12 CHWs, they cannot even reach the whole Ward 45. So we still have a challenge on field workers that can go into the wards. So that's the thing that it's a challenge. The councillor knows about it. I've also sent the letter to MEC's office to Bongani Ntlego about the challenges that I'm having with the clinic. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, if I may find out from the ward committee members, as they are working closely with the clinics, as they have said, by assist at clinic, by assist on social distancing and all that, are they given masks by the clinic to protect yourselves? Are you given a mask sprays so that you for disinfection, sanitizing yourselves? And do you screen on daily basis when you go into the clinic? Because if you say you are always there, do you screen today, you screen again, or something like that? What is it that you is the clinic looking after you as the ward committees?
Thank you, Madam. As at Clinic of Singobile, we are given masks. We also having some sanitizers. The clinic also had a donation from Lunac group. They've donated like 320 masks and sanitizer. So we are given masks, we are given sanitizer each and every day. And they are also, without screening, I've also tested for COVID at the clinic because we were tested so that we know that we are negative or positive. Thank you.
What about Sisulo? House Beauty?
Okay, well, it seems like Osis Beauty is disconnected in a way. Yes, but okay, CHW, I want to talk, CHW is community health workers.
Yes.
In case we have our viewers who might not understand what CHW means. I know health about Dr. Nyati, they have a lot of acronyms that people might not understand. So it's community health workers. But what I want to understand more is the dissemination of information, Ms. Alfina, to the communities. How much are our communities informed about, well, our role, yes, but also about the current situation? And what is it that we can do to enhance this part? Because it seems like it's not much. Like Winnie said, people, they are still living as normal in some areas. In some areas, yes, people are conscious of the situation. But what is it that us as ward committee members, what value can we add? What is it that you would suggest that government help you with in order for you to reach out to your wards, to your VDs? Because the wards are divided into voting districts. So what is it that you would need to be assisted with? That's one. And then the second thing, I'm not sure whether, because I know that the regulation stipulated people who have, who are under essential services, who can provide essential services, and those people were given permits. So I'm not sure whether you do have permits as well, and if not, what is it that you think you can be assisted with in order for you to reach out to each and every community member within your area? We're trying to find solution if there are challenges.
Yes, Madam Speaker, thanks. I do have a permit. They made a permit for me at the clinic so that if I go, I've got the permit that I'm a ward committee on the health sector and I'm going out and all those things. And then I think also, as I've said, if we can have more field workers, and also I think, I don't know, because now we don't have public meetings at some point due to the COVID-19, because if we did have public meetings, maybe we could have managed to talk to people on the public meetings. But since we don't have public meetings, I think also we can have maybe like in a loud hailer, whereby we talk to our community on the loud hailer about the importance of staying at home, the importance of wearing masks, maybe the importance of sanitizing all the time, washing hands, cleaning surfaces with jig and all those things. Maybe if there can be a mobile car that can talk to the community on maybe on twice a month or weekly, I don't know, but something that can make people to be aware that this thing is serious and it kills.
Okay.
I think people can understand.
Can I come in there, Speaker?
Yes, please, Dr. Nyati.
Yeah. Remember last week we had Mr. Zwelinzima Vavi, who was sharing with our viewers about his journey of recovery from COVID-19. Now, one of the things that came out of that discussion was that he is volunteering himself to actually work with the city of Joburg to spread the word that this thing is real. This thing kills. Now, he then proposed that if there's some truck that can be available with a big speaker, he would be able to, work from that type of transport to spread the word. But obviously, Gauteng is big; he can't cover every place. But I think there is a need for that type of outreach to spread the message out there. So I just wanted to find out so that at least there's a link between last week's discussion and today in terms of how to spread the awareness. I think the second one, the schools are going to open on the 1st of June. Now, is there any role that the ward committee members here are playing, maybe with the local schools, in terms of making sure that they are ready, for the return of those grade 7s and the grade 12s?
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. I think also as ward committees, we need to go to schools and find out how ready they are as ward committees of health, and find out what preparation they've done so far before the school open, so that we can see and find out, are they ready or are they not ready? Do they have,
if not ready, masks? What can they and what are they short of with?
What are they short of? Do they have masks? Do they have sanitizers? Do they have soap? All those things. Are the rooms being sanitized? Things like that. We can go and find out from those schools that are going to open, like the high school is going to be grade 7 and grade 12. We find out that, is the classroom being sanitized? Are the things being prepared? All the things are ready. Those are the things we can do and move around.
But also, there's also the issue that in some areas now, the Department of Basic Education has delivered the PPEs. They have delivered things, but then at night, people are breaking into those schools and stealing. So the question therefore is there a possibility of community mobilization to make sure that people know that when they are stealing these things at night, they are actually hurting the very community, because when those kids get infected, and kids, even if they get infected, they will recover. But the mummies, the mothers and the grannies back home are the ones who are going to get infected. So some way of making people understand that they have got a responsibility to protect the community. And it starts by protecting that which has already been given by DBE to the local schools. So that if they see somebody selling PPEs and they are not in the business of PPEs, then they know that that person maybe is part of the group of people who break into schools at night. I'm just saying that how can communities protect their schools? Was these are public schools. These are the schools that belong to the people, and we shouldn't be having those schools being broken into and stuff being stolen. Yes, we know that people balambile bafuna imali, but this is a life and death situation.
Maybe before they respond and comment, let me hand over to Mr. Masiho. Yes, to just read the questions and comments from our viewers as well, so that when they respond to you, Dr. Nyati, they then respond to the viewers as well. And also Sipho, being in the Speaker's office, he might also talk about the truck or the roving car issue.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Indeed, I think let me start with just thanking all of the people that are watching us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. We really do appreciate that people can engage your office, Madam Speaker, on very pertinent issues such as these. And also to say that there have been quite a number of comments. Some of them are just people just really appreciating that this particular show has been giving them information that helps empower them. Heinrich April starts off and says, Parliament has started on time. So, Madam Speaker, he is comparing this session to that of Parliament. So clearly, it plays a very important role in our people. Mam Tandim also says, indeed, local Parliament is about to start. Then we have a number of people also just appreciating, saying, Amanda to COJ, thank you very much for the show. Tokozile Hateve says, very important discussion, Madam Speaker and panelists. Social distancing in queues in shopping malls is a concern. Our kids playing soccer and standing in groups in the streets. People need more awareness and education on COVID-19. And Tokozile goes on to say, maybe we can have education sessions, community radio stations, and let people participate and ask questions, because now we are getting to winter, which is always a challenge from the flu season. Mam Tanding Dalosa says, but as well, Speaker, the problems are starting at home. Families need to take responsibility here. As a parent, we need to emphasize and educate our families. Spiso Kongwane says, the soldiers need to be allocated at schools to avoid such crime, because we only left with 4 days. Madam Speaker, just more comments. I see just in response to the loud hailing, and of course a suggestion that was put forward by Mamuini. Of course, there's Mpumelelo also says an open truck and loud hailing. And perhaps maybe I can respond to this, Madam Speaker, and Dr. Nyati and the panelists, that indeed in the office of the Speaker, we are looking at a program where We have not only a big loud hailing truck, because that's too much of a problem, but we're getting a smaller car with a speaker system that would have a recording of Madam Speaker and a voice going around telling people and encouraging them that to stay indoors, to just adhere to the regulations, and equally so just follow the basic principles of washing hands, sanitizing, etc. So that truck will be, well, it's not a truck, but it's more like a kumbi that will assist with the loud hailing. And of course, Sanyati, I think your reminder about Ndateva's suggestion, we should take him up on that offer as well, so that he can join Madam Speaker as we go around. So Madam Speaker, there's tons of questions that are coming through on Facebook. I thought maybe let me leave those ones. Maybe at about quarter past, you can allow me, or 20 past, you can allow me just to read the last comment because they're coming in numbers as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. I see Chair of Chairs. Any comments? Chair of Chairs, Councillor Mulauzi.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with regard to community education, it is very important, especially the question that was raised by Dr. Nyati of going to schools. Is very important for what committee members to have a relationship with the schools as well, especially with regard to this time where we are, for them to do what exactly Winnie has said. Winnie is what Winnie have said. It is very quite important, together with the ward councillors. I know ward councillors have good relationship with the schools. What we need to do, Madam Speaker, is to make sure that we all of us have a responsibility to go to our high schools and check how ready are they, even though they might have started maybe by Monday, whatever, but we should even go and check the toilets. Is there water? Are there sanitizers? Are there soaps there where people can be able, the kids can be able to wash their hands? And issues of mask as well. I understand the department has given, but how enough is it for them? And from school going home, are there masks at home? What is it that we need to be doing? So education and educating and educating the communities is very important. Another thing, Madam Speaker, that I think we might have to look into is as well pamphlets as well, that somebody can be in the house and read. You know, I know we have beautiful pamphlets that we have where we normally give them out. If we can intensify that as well, that as much as we go, ward committee members, as long as they do their education, they can even do some door-to-door at some block and make sure that this block is covered. We have done an education of some sort in that block. But it is quite important for our people to understand that really this virus kills. It's a pity. We have a lot of people that do not really understand or want to do social distancing. You know, you remember, Madam Speaker, when we were in the clinics, me and you, we had to ask people to say, hey, why listen to so when I am, but they wouldn't even take it. A person who just wants to take one step from the friend and stand there and not even want to move away from the friend. So it's I don't know. It's because somebody was telling me, Madam Speaker, no, tell her, it's something that we got from Dala. So, you know, we are used to be close to each other. So, you know, that's where we get it from as blacks. So we've become very comfortable when we are next to each other. So that thing for us to make people not do it is going to be a challenge for us. We need to make sure that people forget or from until at a certain age, you know. So that thing, but close to somebody, we got it from our own, but we need to try and say this is a difficult time, a different time. We need to look at things differently and try and say social distance, but we need to keep on doing it because people cannot learn in one day. We need to try and try and save people. It's an ongoing thing that we need to be doing each and every time. When you go out, even though you are going shopping, you stop or you ask them, and they will keep on, you know, somebody told me not to sit next to each other. And so it's not only going to schools, going to clinics, but it's on, let it be our daily bread of, as a leader, wherever you go, when you see Uguti social distancing is not done, talk about it. There's no mask, talk about it. Let's make it then a policy Uguti, if you do not have a mask, you must have a mask because you are not staying with me in my family. You put on your mask, then you talk to me. Such things, it's a different way of living. We need to change the way we are doing things. There's nothing that we cannot win unless we change the way we are doing things. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Mlaud. I think we're in the new normal. Director, maybe Director, part of your input should also say how best the Directorate can assist ward committee members in executing their duties and in making an impact within the communities during this time, which includes usiswini ukhulume or
we are balega, Speaker.
Oh. Sipo, maybe can you take over? Maybe just tell the speaker that we have lost her, and Sisbusi in the meantime, a contribution that Sisbusi would direct.
Okay, Mambusi, please take over and respond.
All right, thank you very much, Sipo, panelist, and Dr. Nyati. Sengijwayele ukuthi doctor and not councillor.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming from it directorate here, public participation, and also the very directorate that supports AMA ward committees, I have noted the issue of in need for educational material. So we can look at what is currently available within the Department of Health and what is it that we can do differently and support AMA ward committees. But I've noted the need for emphasizing issue education. So I will look at it after the discussion. But I also I support the idea mobiles, something, not a truck. The idea that Usipo no Madam Speaker have been discussing, I think it will be very useful because uyezwa from Mama Ward committees ukuthi bayakhala ukuthi abantu abaga understand I yale gciwane esibhekene nalo. So we will definitely put our effort as well in supporting AMA ward committees in their request for educational material. Thank you.
Speaker, you can take over again. Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with the speaker. All right. I think, Sisbusi, the other thing where I got cut once I was saying that we also need to encourage them to adapt, our ward committee members, to adapt into the new normal of doing things. As Councillor Mlauze has said, that now we have to adapt to the new culture. which includes using social media. You know, the usage of social media. In some areas, yes, people might not have connection, but kunama WhatsApps, you know, kunama group WhatsApps and other platforms esingawasebenzisa to educate communities. And usisi wase region A, I see you want to say something. Yeah.
Okay, I was just only going to support the idea of mobile hailers. Maybe if they can do it once a week, I think it's gonna be all right, because everybody will be listening from their houses. And at school, I think Winnie has said more.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. But I want us not to only concentrate at schools. I know schools are opening, Dr. Nyati, next week, but also the church services are starting to level 3. So to the relationship between ward committee members and faith-based organizations, I think that is very important as well. Okay, Sipho, do you have comments and questions? You said, Korapast, you want to be given an opportunity so that the panelists can also respond where they can.
Yes, Madam Speaker, indeed. Let me quickly go to Facebook and just appreciate the comments that are coming from there. Elias Ntimini says, we are here, Madam Speaker. And Councillor Tinifrika says, thank you, Madam Speaker, for a great topic as always. If I could ask the panel, how do we make the ward committee sector effective in supporting their ward councillors and their respective communities? Also, what could be their role in enriching public participation? Thank you, Madam Speaker. And then Peppo Tupa says, can the councillors address the issue of transformer that is been giving problems ever in extension 12 around this place of residence? Also the open space that is also unclean, whereby there is no safe place for children to pass by. The last one is the speed hump needed on each street for safety purposes on Councillor Toilet Ward. Mambusi, I hope you can note that as well. And then the rest is just people saying thank you very much for the show. Renish Swart says we need such topics with ward committees after COVID-19, as they play an important role in assisting councillors. So maybe we must go back and assist them, taking them into consideration that some were not functioning well under the previous government. Now that we are back in power, we need to revive the ward committees, especially now during COVID-19. Lungile Tukwana says, well done, great topic. And then Benice says, Viva Speaker and Shelf Chairs and all the panelists for the good topic that always have the communities asking questions. Elias says, it's not an easy job for ward committees, but I think they can do more. Most of them, we don't know them in our communities. I think it's another big problem that people don't know who their ward committees are. Claude Johnson says, Church, truth be told, most of these areas where there is not much compliance, is areas where the movement is not that much active or even governed by the movement. The reality is still not our problem. So, Madam Speaker, let me end there, and then maybe towards the last end, I will read the rest of the other comments that are coming through.
Thank you very much. Any comments from the panelists in response to some of the questions? I know that Chair of Chairs is the champion of oversight, and she is the chairperson of the oversight committees, chairpersons. So the issues of the transformers, she would know whom to and how to respond on that. And Dr. Nyati, Chair of Chairs.
Well, I think there's just one thing that, there's something that was mentioned a little earlier, which I don't know if there's a way of addressing it. there was a question or something said that some people who are unemployed or in poverty situations, they say they cannot be able to, take preventative steps because they don't have money to buy soaps, they don't have money to buy masks. Now, is there a way, maybe working with social development or other type of, departments of government, where people who are really in such situations, they can be assisted with protective, gear, like the cloth masks, and also maybe empowerment of local communities where those people with a skill to make masks, cloth masks, maybe those can be sourced in those wards as a way of, empowering, people with bazenzele, because sometimes we go and buy these things, elsewhere and empower abantu bakwezinye indawo. Kanti there's many people who've got sewing machines who could actually make these cloths, these cloth masks for abantu.
Thank you, Dr. Nyati, for your comments. Thank you very much for suggestions.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with regard to the queries raised by one of our viewers, I would like to ask SIPO to get the details so that we can try and assist and make sure, send the viewer to the relevant departments. But we will assist as well and make sure that whatever query that they have, we assist and making it a point that that one gets resolved. It's just the assistance that we will give, because that's what we do. We oversee the executive. If as you have given us your query, we will try and assist and make sure that we assist you in making sure that the executive respond positively on your request. And with regard to assisting the ward committees, there are quite a number of things that we need to do. And remember, nobody expected this to happen. We never had even though we might be having some emergency funds somewhere, but we never thought about COVID really happening as it is happening. We are in the time where COVID is here, and at the same time we are planning as things come. Like now, when we're talking about these our ward committees, we need to make sure that clinics really look after them. We need to, as the municipality, try and make sure that they can move from one point to the other. It is not easy to become a ward committee. People who want to become ward committees, some are looking at maybe in Zotola 1,000, that is whether it's 1,000, whatever amount that they are getting a month. But it is a very difficult, it's not easy. It is not easy, and for you to even have a relationship with a councillor, some of them really don't have good relationships. But we need, as a municipality, to try and say, how do we then build try and assist them into working together? Because the main point of working together is for the communities that people are representing. What committees are voted in or elected by the communities and the sectors that they represent. Even though some ward committees, according to policy, I can, as Salfina Mlauzi say, I can be able to deal nama faith-based organization. I must make sure, if I say I will deal with faith-based organization, I even make sure that there is a sort of a committee or a coming together of all faith-based organization, and be able to take their issues. Like now, when we say they are gonna start, people are going to start to go to churches. As a ward committee member of social development, what is it that we are going to do as ward committees? We cannot sit and say, yes, is one. We need to try and say, with our ward councillors, we must always remember that ward committees work do whatever work on behalf of the community, and they report to the ward councillor, and they advise the ward councillor. To advise somebody is you say to the person, where's lapha emasontweni ngoba evulwa kanje isonto elithize line challenge so because you would have consulted with them, and then you are bringing all those views of the faith-based organization to the ward councillor, and together with the ward councillor you go out there. And I think, Madam Speaker, another thing that we can assist them. I understand, I hear that people are not really knowing what committee. What is it that we as the city can do? And I give them like identification of some sort. Maybe what do you call these jackets that are green, yellow, and
I'm a reflector
reflectors that says what committee member, so that people can know this one is a what committee member when they see that person. Like me and whoever, when we go to the clinic, we are known by the people, because like the health sector committee members, they are known by the people who always utilizes the clinic. But when they go to the taxi rank, people might not know them because those people don't regularly visit the what you call the clinic. But if we can try and look into Sisbusi as we go forward, looking into, is it possible for the city to get reflectors that would say lo muntu uyi watch committee, so that we can then be assisting them into making sure that public participation happens. And with the little car or truck that we are going to bring forward as the legislature, it is going to really assist as well. You know, we would then do Ilona, the mobilizing, and say today we are going to do region A at a certain area, and next week is so and so. It's a lot. We don't need one car. We need quite a number of cars. If people are willing to volunteer and assist the community of City of Johannesburg, they can assist and say, "Siteleleni petrol," and we will see how we do, so that people can have information. People should be able to be aware of this killer disease that we are facing with Konamanch. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Maybe we are left with 3 minutes. If I can have a final bite from the panelists. And somebody usiswini, I'm not sure whether usephumile. I know there's load shedding in some areas. Yeah, there's load shedding in some of the areas. Was region A? Just your final comments in a minute, please. Okay. All right. But in the meantime, Sisbusi, your final bite, and there were many suggestions that were made.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I note a suggestion here, reflector, but our ward committee members, they all have name tags. But I suppose in name tag, it's a small thing. So a reflector would make it, easy for them to be recognized. So I have noted. Effective in supporting, how can they be effective? Remember, Speaker, you were planning to have a summit Nama ward committees after identifying a need for us to address. And that summit was going to be in June. Unfortunately, now it can't happen. We must just look at how we can do it differently. But it has been identified and we must deal with it. In terms of enriching public participation, I support the idea of EU's office social media. So we just need to implement it with our ward committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Dr. Nyati, our co-host.
Well, I don't really have much to say. There's somebody who mentioned something about community radio stations. I think, Sipho, it might be a good idea to actually invite people from the community radio stations into this, and hopefully then they can stream, these meetings, via their or record and play them later via their community radio stations.
Okay. Sipho?
Thank you very much, Madam
saying
Speaker. Maybe just to read one or two comments from the people as I close with those comments. Mamshelin Sirobata says, ward committees provide an excellent system for public participation. Members from different sectors convene monthly on ward governance issues, making the work of the ward councillor easier. I've got another comment here. All ward committee members are vital. We appreciate them so much, Madam Speaker, especially in wards where councillor is highly occupied with council work. Suggestion is that they should be inducted as soon as possible after being elected. Their faces must be plastered in their areas so that people know who they are. And also, together we can do more. And then the last one, allocate volunteers, example, individuals who are volunteers in schools and shopping malls with wellness on distancing when in large crowds. The last one, Madam Speaker, I would like to request that as a ward committee, can we be provided with data as COVID-19 is moving us to a world of technology, and it limits our inactiveness without data. So that's a message that's coming through on YouTube, Madam Speaker. So those are some of the comments. I could not go through all of them, but
yes.
To appreciate all the participants, and thank you, Madam Speaker, and Dr. Nyati, also for having such a platform to help engage our communities and to inform them. And I agree with you around community radio stations. I know for a fact that Madam Speaker is a friend of community radio stations. She's been going to a couple of them, phoning into a number of them, and a few of them are taking this stream to take whatever they need from this conversation to play it on their news and so on. But there is a need for the city itself to look at bringing community radios on closer to us so that we can use them, so that we can live stream on all the platforms, these sessions, including that of council as well. So we are working on that, Dr. Nyati. So to everyone, thank you very much. Thank you, Mambusi, for participating, and Chef Test, you too, Madam Speaker, and to all the ward committee members and our viewers.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much to our technical team for allowing us to go beyond beyond the time. We really appreciate it. Today, we were discussing the role of ward committees, especially during this time of COVID. And we recognize the fact that ward committees are a crucial tool of local government system, giving the meaning that says people shall govern, the notion that says people shall govern. And the ward committee members are very important. It is important for the citizens of Johannesburg to know your ward committee members and what are they responsible for, because they represent the sectors. And it is important for ward committee members also to feed back to their sectors on issues. We have taken comments. Thank you very much to our viewers, and thank you to the panelists. Thank you to ward committee members who made it, and we are very sorry to those ward committee members who could not connect. Thank you very much. Until we meet on Wednesday next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Sis Busi. Thank you, Dr. Nyati. Thank you, Chair of Chairs.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.